Please tell me, can you hear me, Lord? How do I keep these tears from falling? Wondering if you near me, Lord. Wanna know if you hear me calling. Please tell me, can you hear me, Lord? How do I keep these tears from falling?
Life after the book is the most incredible roller coaster I have ever been on in my life. It's so honoring to say that I'm not worried about that girl that's in the book. Now everyone seems to be worried about the woman that they see, because it's so hard for them to take a battered child that was imprisoned, came out, had friends being murdered, and had the most horrific things happen to her. All of a sudden look at her and she has this gigantic smile on her face every day, and her life is just great, and she's just grateful to be alive, and they just can't believe it.
What was that like to have your own mother tell you that you may have been the devil's child?
I loved her so much. I love my mother so much. I would have did anything for that pleasing moment. For a child to come to her mother, the only girl in the house, and say, "Mom, hi Mom, good morning." And she hits you so hard that it makes your knees buckle. And you lay on that ground and you look at her and you say to yourself, why she don't love me? I don't even have to tell you how that feels. I think you could hear how that feels.
Now, do you think not having that acceptance and love from the one who mattered the most, that influenced the way then that you looked at the people in life?
It still does. I still have problems with relationships. I still have problems wanting you to love me so bad. I want you to be my friend so bad. And the moment that you don't like me, there's this serpent that comes out of me that says, well, let's attack them. If they don't like you, you got to get rid of them. They can't survive. They're going to hurt you. You know, and I have to, it's a constant battle to arrest this every day of my life. And I'm 51 and I'm still battling, knowing, does he love me? Can he love me? My mother told me that he would never love me.
I want to talk about why go through the trouble of putting the book out. I know the title is Product of My Environment, and it teaches a lot, but do you feel as though it's been worth you reliving that to be able to teach others about why it's so important that they don't do the same thing to other children?
Yes. Every day that I have to speak, like speaking to you right now, I know that you will go home and you would sit and you would think and you would look at your mother or your father or your children, and for that brief moment where you just might cross over into that anger, you'll look at and you'll think about this little girl named Reiko, who grew up to be a 51-year-old woman, who still has that pain still inside looking for mother. Maybe I won't hit you today. Maybe I won't yell at you today. And maybe I should step back and not do it. Every day that I have to speak about product of my environment gets me more and more towards gratitude, because I know you hear me. And I know you feel me. And just that one day, that child just might not have to go through being a product of such a bad environment.
Is it what you expected, or had you already kind of prepared yourself for the different ways that people might respond to the message you were putting out?
You know what's so surprising? I got a call 2 Saturdays ago from my aunt who read the book. And she called me, and I don't even know if I could have ever prepared myself for this. But she said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. The abortion that your mother gave you, I tried to tell your mother to tell you that that she should tell you that you was having an abortion. At least you would have known." So I got quiet. Then she says, "And when you was being beaten and you were bleeding, and a lot of times I was there when it was happening, but I loved your mother, and we were, and that's just how it was. So I got quiet. And then she got quiet, and I said, let me get this straight. You telling me when my mother would lay me down in that bed, and I was unconscious, probably even dead, you knew about it. She said, yeah, but I said, no, hold on, I just want to clarify something. I said, when I ran around for years looking for a baby that y'all knew didn't exist, you knew it. She said, but I said, wait. I said, so when I almost killed myself trying to get rid of this pain by drugs and alcohol and boys and drugs, you knew that maybe this was one of the reasons? She said, yeah. I said, Auntie, I forgive you. I love you. But right now, I can't talk to
Do you think not having anybody yourself, Reiko, that is why you feel it's so important to help others now, like through your camp and helping them that way? Is that your way, again, of making sure they don't go through the same thing?
Yeah, that is exactly what I do. Every day that I get up and I say, thank you, God, for another day, I always think of, what can I do to make you feel better just for today? Because if I can do that, maybe another one of those stairways to heaven of mine can be cleared. Maybe
what are your plans? Do you see this, as a lot of people may see it, as something that could turn into a documentary, may turn into a movie, as the message continues to get out? Are those things you would like to see happen to help get the message out?
I would love for it to be a movie, and I see it a movie. Everybody that reads it says it needs to be on a big screen somewhere, because there is so many other people who are not going to receive a book that needs to see this. A rapper called me. His name is The One Chemist one day, and he said, I read your book, and I would love to make a song out of it. And he did, and his song is called Product of My Reflection.
I think it's the universal message of they can take out Reiko, and there's so many people who this is not entertainment for them. They're reading about what their life was like, or they're reading about what their good friend's life is like, or what they might be headed toward. If you could speak to someone who might be just a day away from having to experience just a fraction of what Reiko Brown has had to experience, what would you say?
That you make today is going to be the choices that is going to direct you for the rest of your life. But the only difference is you can stop, think, and say, maybe I won't go this way today. And I could go that way. Because you always got a dream. There is a dream. We have purpose. When I was going through this, I didn't think I had any purpose in life. I thought I was supposed to just die, and that was it. After it all was over, and no one will ever know that I even exist. But we do have a reason to be here. Every single person has a reason, even if it is just to stop and tell somebody, ma'am, don't hit your child like that. We got choices. I wrote this so that somebody can know you got a choice.
Please tell me, can you hear me, Lord? How do I keep these tears from falling? Wondering if you near me, Lord. Wanna know if you hear me calling. Please tell me, can you hear me, Lord? How do I keep these tears from falling? Wondering if you near me, Lord. Wanna know if you hear me calling. I'm talking about love, I'm talking about pain, I'm talking about drugs, I'm talking about games, I'm talking about crime, I'm talking about shame, I'm talking about everything that you